For years, I've been intoxicated by the exuberance of my verbosity in clearly and succinctly articulating the office of the firstborn daughter. It's a national message that must be a revolution that we understand. The office of the firstborn daughter is one that Africans have not maximized. It's a sacred office, and I am an advocate for speaking on behalf of firstborn daughters. It's an office that's sacred. And I am fascinated by the reaction of the nation as I literally advocate the office of firstborn daughters. Today I'm very blessed to be literally in the midst of one who's a firstborn daughter. I've known her for years. She's a firstborn daughter. She is literally a household buffalo. She is literally a elephant. The CEO and founder of Sipsam Africa. I'm elated today to literally travel and invite you into this space, to the collective mind of what a typical acute firstborn daughter looks like. I am literally speaking about ingane zikaMkabayi, those that have the blueprint of the bloodline, those that are ancestral echoes, those that are literally ancestral assignments, the foundation of the bloodline, the color of the father's heart, a firstborn daughter. I have Tsholofelo in the studio, and I believe that this is going to be a journey into the sacred space of the office of firstborn daughter. Tsulu, welcome to us today and talk to us today.
Sure. Ke a leboga.
Yeah.
Ke a leboga. Ke leboga bo Mafu for allowing me to grace your presence. Indeed, it's been a very long time that we've had conversations, robust conversations.
Absolutely. Rated R.
Rated
Raw.
R.
Raw.
Real and relevant.
Absolutely.
So, for me, being a firstborn is just been, it's been mind-blowing, to say the least. It's been heartbreaking. It's been challenging on levels. But to be here today and be given a platform to actually put out to say, what does it mean? What does one carry? What is the precedence that you set as a firstborn? And yeah, the responsibilities that just are on top of you, whether said and unsaid, by the way. So thank you very much. And you were at the helm and the birth of Sipsam Africa.
Wow. A global brand now.
9 years ago. Can you believe?
Come on.
9 years ago, when you poured it on the ground.
As libation.
Right?
And we spoke.
And you said, to all four corners of this earth, they shall look for this. And today, to just actually live that and see it become a reality, it's testament to the power of a word.
The power of a word.
Power of a word.
What does it mean to be a firstborn daughter to you? When I say that firstborn daughters are the vocals of the ancestors, when I say that firstborns are the structures of the homes, when I say that firstborn daughters is an office, you are a dual being.
Yeah.
You are a gatekeeper of two gates, your father's house and your husband's house. To you, Tsulu, I know you are very gifted and very robust, and you think in color. What is a firstborn, and how? What is a firstborn to you, and how has that played out in your life as a firstborn daughter?
A firstborn is someone that is a natural leader.
A natural leader.
A natural born leader. You cannot exist by virtue of existence. You just come into the space and you lead. And there is a lot that is expected of you. you set an example for so many things, and sometimes even bad things, by the way. It's not only good, because once you set a precedence of something that is not good, sadly enough, those that follow will actually follow your trend. For example, I was a teenage pregnancy statistic. And guess what? My brother that followed me had children out of wedlock. The one after that, the last born, when I had an intentional conversation with him to say, listen, I see what I have caused. Understand what has happened. And now make a decision from an informed space as to why this has actually happened.
Because you set precedence.
You
set patterns. You're trendsetters.
I did. And over and above that, right? So when you realize that as a firstborn, you start realizing that you can't give up.
You can't. It's not an option.
It's not an option.
Not an option. Firstborns don't have the option to throw in the towel.
No, they don't. They don't, because as soon as you even have the thought of, it's actually taboo. Even starting that type of conversation with your immediate family or your brothers, your siblings, they get confused. How would that be possible? Why?
So you have no option. Firstborns don't have an option.
Firstborns are almost required to just win.
Almost required to just win. It is
Just
cut.
win.
It's an office.
It's an office. You rule and reign over that.
And the office comes with its own detects. Because what we have now is that we've got people occupying offices that they don't understand as firstborn daughters. It's
Absolutely.
an office.
It's an office. It's an office because you lead in so many aspects and so many facets, because you're required to set the bar. You literally set the bar.
Absolutely.
You know, and the responsibility on it says you can't, lack of a better word, falter. Or even if you do falter, you have to stand up very quickly.
It's too expensive to drop the ball.
Absolutely. It is so
daughters.
expensive. Because when you do, you have to explain to the rest as to why and how we're getting out of it. You literally have to have a problem and have a solution in one person. As you said, we are dual.
Yeah.
By virtue of existence, we're dual.
You are gatekeepers of two generations.
Rakgadi,
Exactly. Exactly.
Rakgadi is male and female.
Oh, come on.
We are required to show up sometimes in our femininity.
Come on.
And sometimes in our masculinity.
Now you're messing my software. Because what you're touching now, we were talking the other day offline. And I said that generally, when a man dates a woman, he dates his mother. So he looks for his mother. Generally, when a man is, men marry their mothers. They look at for those virtues. But the problem is that when a man dates a firstborn daughter, he does not find his mother. He collides with his father. And that is the culture shock that men have in dating firstborn daughters, is that when they engage them, they don't find a woman. They find a man. Uzokubuza a firstborn daughter questions that question your masculinity. It's like it's a test of masculinity.
Absolutely.
It's like, you don't have the patience of him being a boy. You have things that frustrate us and say, is that what a man should be? And the challenge is this, Tulu. If a man did not have a good relationship with his father and he dates a firstborn daughter, he collides with the father, and that culture shock becomes the melting point of his masculinity. Tell me about that. I mean, but you taste like men, you feel like men. How has that been for you as a firstborn daughter? A household buffalo.
Elephant.
Yes.
So I can't be less of what I am. You hear me before you see me.
We hear firstborn daughters before we see them. You are heard before you are seen.
Before we are seen.
I got deeper there.
For a man coming into the space of a firstborn, he needs to come correct.
He needs to come.
He needs to come correct because if he does not know what he is about,
Come on.
yeah, he's about to crumble in my hands, in my presence,
So a man who has not yet mastered his insecurities
will not survive.
will not survive the vicinity of a firstborn daughter.
Especially a firstborn daughter with direction,
Okay,
with healthy femininity, right?
come on.
Because the healthy femininity does not actually oppose
Healthy
mas-
femininity. I love that.
because women can be very unhealthy and bring out the worst in a man.
Yes.
And yet women are there as builders that compound, right? We are compounders by just nature. You bring anything into our presence, we make it even bigger.
Come on.
So if you're going to come broken, we might
Ongazali.
break you further
Yeah.
because we compound.
Okay.
We
So
compound.
you break me further. If I come back, I have a man. I will leave a decimal behind the comma.
A former thought of yourself.
Because you are test of masculinity. It's like a man who dates a firstborn daughter is writing an exam in being a man.
Especially if the feminine energy that he's being exposed to has had a relationship with their father.
Go deeper there, please. Just break that down.
Oh, at that point, and this is where you find men who have not found themselves. They will give you answers such as, "I'm not your father."
Come on.
At that point, he does not realize I'm giving him free intel of how to handle what is in front of him.
Go deeper.
Because there is a man that has mastered me before.
Yeah.
His existence, his presence in my life.
And then when he says, I feel like you're a man.
And then
he's failing the test.
He's failing the test because I'm expecting him to rise in his masculinity.
Please go deeper.
The masculinity that will cover me, the masculinity that will make me feel safe, not the masculinity that will control me.
What is the kind of masculinity that covers a firstborn daughter? Please, I need to hear that. What type of masculinity covers a firstborn daughter? They are asking. The uncommon man cut for a firstborn daughter. You are a firstborn. So ngilalele.
That type of covering, it feels like home.
Okay.
It feels like home. It also allows for a challenging environment.
Okay.
It allows for a teachable environment. Firstborns are extremely adventurous.
Firstborn daughters.
We push things to the limit.
Okay.
We push people to the edge.
You are culture shifters.
We're trendsetters. We're trailblazers.
Yes.
We want things to start with us. Even if we didn't want them, they just start with us anyway.
Yeah.
Because we are the ones
It's a pre-cut office without choice.
It's a pre-cut office. It's going to happen. So a man that allows for me to push boundaries, to take things to the edge, to have no limits, but still be able to cover me should I fall.
Yes. So why is it that most men in our present contextual age can't handle firstborn daughters? What is the greatest challenge for men now in handling a firstborn daughter?
They feel that we are uncontrollable and we don't want to be told and we just don't want to follow rules. And it's not about the rules. It's me understanding the purpose of the rules and where they will take me.
Okay.
Because you've got to craft a space for me to be able to pour myself in there and make this even a compounded result.
Yeah.
So if I cannot serve me in the boundary, I don't know what you want me to do. And many a times I've said, when a man has no vision or direction, he actually causes the feminine energy to, self-destruction.
Yeah. Now, I do realize that relationships for firstborn daughters are they're not good. Firstborn daughters, if you are a firstborn daughter, this is it.
Yeah.
Most of the times the relationships don't favor you because there are very few people in the dating pool that are cut and have the material to carry a firstborn daughter. Now, what would you say now in your own personal experience? Because a firstborn daughter will break a boy.
Oh, absolutely.
A firstborn daughter will make a man feel like I'm dating a man. A man who's not comfortable in his masculinity is not supposed to be dating a firstborn daughter, because you are dating 10 men in the embodiment of one body. And if you are not, I like to say this, if you are not secure, or if you've not dealt with your insecurities of a man, stay away from the vicinity of a firstborn daughter, or you will abort the little boy that you have. The little ounce of masculinity you have will dissolve and vaporize into nothing. How have you experienced that in your relational history?
Sure.
I mean, I know I'm deep with you. I mean, we can go to town,
Yeah.
but sizohamba town softly and nicely,
Yeah.
softly and tenderly. How has that been for you? Relationships. I'm saying for every firstborn daughter, catch this: relationships don't favor you, so you do not have the time to play games in the dating pool or the dating experience, because relationships don't favor you.
We don't have time to play, and this is why we struggle in the current societal construct, because people are there to see how things go, and as the language goes, see if we vibe. We don't get to those stages. We do so much due diligence prior that by the time we get in there, we're literally dating to marry.
Yeah. Hey,
we have
you are
a
dating to
long-term
marry.
vision.
Come on.
We have a long-term view on the why this person is here. We don't know how to just be there to while away time or to see if things work.
That's so true.
No. We have a plan. At the point of a firstborn saying, let's do this, they have the house in mind. They have the children, where the children are going to go to school, how we're going to raise them, what type of father you're going to be, what type of mom I'm going to be, the wife I want to be to you. We are way ahead of the entire conversation. Most of the time, firstborns are the ones that are asking, now that we are at the 6-month mark, where to from here? There's nothing else to see. This is it. So is there a decision? So we're very quick and very clear on decisions that need to be made. And so we don't survive in a space where men cannot make decisions.
Oof. Firstborn daughters cannot survive in a space where men cannot be decisive.
No.
My God.
If he's indecisive, he doesn't make it.
It becomes your baby.
Actually, you'll find that most firstborn daughters love. Oh, this I'm going to say.
Go to town. Rated R.
And it might get me to trouble.
Rated R. They are not here.
But I'll say this because obviously this group of people have that type of demeanor. They survive a lot with men that are Zulu origin.
Zulu, Igbo. We will say Zulus were cut for firstborn daughters. So if you're not a Zulu man, leave a firstborn. Zulus can handle firstborn daughters. I've heard that a lot, by the way. I've heard that a lot. Cultural dynamics,
so
didactics.
It's a very strange thing, because a firstborn daughter needs you to have a bit of vigor but soft. You know, there was one
the lion and the lamb together.
An oxymoron of type of a situation. So there was a time when I heard a woman that said, it was a strange video that went around on social media, said he should be able to, you know, in the location they spin the car, right? He should be able to spin the kusheshe but still walk into R&B and go for a meeting.
Mamma mia. He must spin kusheshe but be able to walk into FNB and sign a check.
And actually close the deal.
Come on.
Right? So
you want the danger, the focus. So firstborns are oxymorons.
They are. Because they want the edge.
The edge.
It's the edge. So they live on the edge because they push boundaries.
Because they are men presented in earth suits called women, but the spirit and the content is a man.
It's manly.
Is manly.
But there is a soft side.
Of course, they have those duality which you spoke of.
It's very few men that know how to tap into the girl. They are very strong.
But the girl is too far.
She's far.
Yeah, there's more the man. It's too far. The girl is too far.
So that is why you need that man that knows how to get to that girl.
So can we say that a firstborn daughter needs a man who's a father that makes the inner girl in her trust the parent in him? And then because it's very hard for you to be vulnerable.
And yet come out and be the husband when I'm needing some decisions.
Okay.
So we're needing somebody who's borderline a bit schizo.
Yeah, it's true. You can't be normal and date a firstborn daughter. So can we make a disclaimer? Firstborn daughters are not for normal men. Firstborn daughters are for borderline normal. You can't be normal and then a firstborn daughter.
No,
you must have a sense of abnormality.
Absolutely.
That's why you are attracted to freaks. Why is it that firstborn daughters are attracted to projects? Firstborn daughters love projects. Why? I've seen that most firstborn daughters, once you fail to find a man that you fits your criteria, you somehow become a fixer. You somehow become a hospital. You become a project. You look for a project that you want to make. And then you look for any okoro man. And you look at him and say, this one is my project. Because you fail to find a man who fits your standard. You start to uyikhandela umuntu wakho. Why is it that? And how dangerous is that? Because many firstborn sons have projects in their hands. And they're actually fixing projects for other women to come and harvest.
In fact, let me go back here and say my journey of relationships
go deeper there.
Has been a tornado, a roller coaster.
As with many firstborn daughters.
By 40, I was already twice divorced.
By 40, you were twice divorced.
Twice divorced already. And in there, I remember my mom has just had to accept that she's got a special child called Tsholofelo. My dad is late, so every time I tell my mom things that are not in her. So
since your dad is late, you are your dad to your mom. Don't worry, go deeper here.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So I remember when I came out of my second marriage, I said to my mom, "Hey, Mama, I'm going to get married again." Oh, my mom is like, "No, Tsholofelo, no, wait. You just left this marriage." I said, No, I didn't say now. I'm just saying.
The fire of marriage was not put off by divorce.
No.
Because there's a proclivity within the embassy of every firstborn daughter to marry. You are not cut to be single.
No. To marry and to build.
Please, I want you to go there. Because this is another thing. It's an abnormality for a firstborn daughter to say, I'm done with men. That does not exist.
No.
It's inside the office.
That's when she is not healed.
Ooh, come on.
The firstborn has to spend so much time doing healing. Shadow work.
Yes.
And shadow work is scary. It's painful.
Yeah.
It is lonely.
Yeah. Please go back to you were talking about talking to your mom. You said that you wanted to get married.
My mom,
yeah,
I'm going to get married again, but this time it's going to be in a stable environment.
In a istem.
Istem.
Footnote: most firstborn daughters are followed by umoya westembu. Love it or hate it, most firstborn daughters balandelwa isithembu because within the archives of history, firstborn daughters bavusa imizi, bavusa izindlu, and many firstborn daughters don't understand this. Parallel to that truth, most firstborn daughters, if you don't correct it or you're healed, you are prone to be attracted to married men. So hamba ngale isithembu. You said, okay, ushelu mawa akuthi because now you are healed. What does that mean?
Firstborn
daughters, please, what does that mean? Meaning to say that firstborn daughters resurrect royalty.
Absolutely. We awaken in a man the part of him that has existed, even stuff that he did not know about himself.
I'm going to ask Maligand to put a special emphasis on this. Maligand is the guys that are doing this, right?
Oh, okay.
I want you to say that slowly again.
All right. So
you said firstborn daughters awaken what in a man? I'm vevezeling.
Firstborn daughters awaken the spiritual part of a man that he himself has not come into contact with.
Come on.
So as you said, we're very challenging and we push. So we want that you have not even seen out of
So
yourself.
you are saying firstborn daughters remind a man who they were in God before they manifested on this earth. You are telling me that.
There you
So
have
it's
it.
dangerous for a married man to be in the vicinity of a firstborn daughter when his
absolutely.
wife is not a firstborn. Ingozi leyo.
Ingozi enkulu kabi.
And I want you to catch that. Whether you like it or not, is your BP. Take your pills. Take your pills. Here I'm rated R. We are fixing the nation. So if a man says, I'm a friend with a firstborn daughter, a wife must be worried.
And actually, not even a friend. When I've always said that whenever you're going to see a man malfunction, there's usually in the midst a woman, and chances are she's a firstborn.
Yeah, malfunctioning software.
He will malfunction how? A firstborn daughter is there with the the substance of order.
Come on.
They bring things to order.
Mm.
They align a lot of things and they make things make sense.
And sometimes they make men make sense to themselves.
That is why a woman has the power to bring order and guidance into a man that says, I'm seeing you as part of my life. This woman, it's for her to say to him, until you have grown another set, to go and have the conversation with your wife. I don't think you should be having this conversation with me.
That's a proper firstborn. That's a proper stuff.
Until your wife calls me, I will know you have had the guts to grow a set, an extra set. You've got two, so now you have 4. Mhlampe uzothola 6. Because that space is not for boys.
Yeah.
It's
for men who have gonets.
So when you I said, a man to a firstborn must come correct.
A man to a firstborn must come correct.
Must come correct.
So I always say that a man is born twice. First by his mother, second by his woman. Akhona amakhosikazi ashatela amadoda angakwazi ukumzala. And now when he finds rebirth in a firstborn who's not his wife and is married, it's a catastrophe. So Ute, you are talking about firstborns. I want you guys to catch this because this is a very acute conversation. Firstborns balandira umoya westembu. I want us to real. You said firstborns help a man birth the royal in his bloodline. They have the material to reach into the archives of existence
and go and him.
Pull a part of him that he may have been forgotten himself.
Even his own people will come forth at that point.
Yeah. I don't know if I can speak in tongues on this thing, but go deeper, please. That's heavy stuff.
There's a spiritual propensity in a firstborn.
Yeah.
That will challenge even the ancestral knowledge of a man.
Hey.
And even start aligning things that became misaligned along the way. And that is why, should a firstborn date a married man, she can remotely run that home. The wife will start hearing and seeing this man's change. And not destructive, but a very deep man will emerge.
The officious term, go deeper.
He will emerge and his language will start changing. And not to her detriment, actually in her favor. Because when you are a firstborn, you understand that you cannot be the one that inflicts pain to another queen.
Can you say that again? You say that again?
When you're a firstborn daughter, you have the spiritual understanding that you cannot be the one
to inflict pain
to another queen.
Because you are queen makers.
And that is why you should be the one explaining to the man that, can you not be the one that causes me to bring tears?
But that's a lost science that most firstborns have lost, because we've not conscientized people to understand that being a firstborn is an office.
It's an office for building. It's an office for restoration. It's an office for creation. There's a lot that comes out of a firstborn, and sometimes even where you are married, you are misunderstood. because you come in and sometimes Umama Zali thinks you're there as an attack.
Sulu, thank you. I will tell you now. I had officiated umshado of a guy who was married to a lady. His mother was a firstborn. He was number one in this boy's life. On the wedding day, when the car was put, iyamthatha. Umama Zali is entering with son in the car. Uhleli, wife must go in the semashadisile. I opened the door. Mati, madam, please come out. Your era is over. Said, wife, come in. Why? That is a corrective measure.
Absolutely.
Now, you are saying something here. Most of the time, and this is a pattern I've seen, Umama Zali is a problem with if a man marries, especially firstborn daughter, please help us here. Because if a man does not understand that he's married a firstborn daughter, it means that he must mourn his mother. Because the king, a firstborn daughter is not a queen, is a king.
Actually.
And she will redefine manhood to him. I have heard someone with Umama Zali, no, man, uthanda umdoko. No, madam, he loves caviar. He loves caviar now.
In my presence,
yes, he's changed. He can't remain a little boy or some dog. You best the boy.
I've refined certain things.
We've pulled a man. Go deeper to you are talking about because I've seen the pattern. Fractured relationships between firstborn daughters don't make good makotis because they always and they will. Bongo makoti, they make the mother uncomfortable. But a firstborn times 7. Times 7.
And this is why it's important then for her to have emotional intelligence.
EQ. Emotional competence for English.
For English. It's important because you've got to be able to read the room.
Read rooms. So firstborn daughters must have the ability to read rooms.
Absolutely.
I love this.
It does not matter how high your frequency is and your vibration. You've got to bring yourself down to a level where Mama Zali can pour out into you.
That's too deep. You must bring yourself to a level where Mama Zali, even if you know you are better than her, you must be humble enough to receive from her.
Because I think people have not understood.
This is not natural now. This is now called DI, divine intelligence, not AI. Artificial. This is divine intelligence.
DI. I heard
DI, divine. Go deeper.
Because I don't think people understand that when you get married, spiritually what is happening, Ukoko is taking off a jewel of her crown and putting it on yours. Gogo is taking a jewel of hers, putting on your crown. Mother-in-law is putting a jewel on her crown and putting on yours. So that they place all of this knowledge and wisdom on your head. And actually a baton to say, we've come this far, but we trust you to take us further.
That's too deep.
Now, when you have not caught that, I say this to a lot of women and I say, if marriage was about beauty, I think there'd be a whole lot that are in there. It's never been about that. It's when the ancestral needs are being met.
Marriage is about fulfilling ancestral needs.
Because you are chosen because there are characteristics about you that they realize will be very critical for the growth of the lineage.
Yes, for the growth of the lineage.
And the restoration of the lineage.
That's amazing.
Everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
If you've got a nice bum, boobs, great.
If you want bums and you want thighs and you want drums, go to chicken leg and leave marriage alone. I'm a chicken leg. So look, you say something deep. You now talked about Mama Zali. Why is it that most firstborn daughters don't have a healthy relationship with their mothers? And I see that you've got one of the best with yours. How do you get there? Because I can guarantee you, mother wounds are always the vicinity of firstborn daughters. Most firstborn daughters don't call even their mothers by mom. They call them by name. Because by the time the mother had them, they were a child having a child. So the mother-daughter dynamics don't exist with firstborn. Go deeper.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why Gunja? And how I marvel, because your dad is late.
Yeah.
And you are not just a daughter to your mother. Firstborn daughters are husbands to their mothers.
Indeed.
Can I say softly? Firstborn daughters, if you are a firstborn daughter, you are exactly in the office of a firstborn son with 10 times more weight. If your father should bow and exit life and transition, a firstborn daughter becomes a mother, a father to the mother, a father to the siblings. How did you get there? And you wanted to talk about that dynamic. Please, go to town.
First of all, for a firstborn not to have a relationship, a healthy relationship with their mother-in-law, it is because the relationship is not even healthy, even with their own mother.
Okay.
What you are, where you go, the kingdom that you are going to now head up is a reflection of where you're coming from. You will never be to your mother-in-law what you were never to your mother.
Come on. You will never be to your mother-in-law what you were never to your own mother. Come on.
And over and above that, I've always said, even to women, it puzzles me sometimes that women will say, I love my husband, but I don't want that woman. How do you love this species, yet you cannot honor the womb that brought him forth?
Okay. It's not for children anymore now.
It does not make sense, because he has all the makeup of the person that you're saying you do not want.
Hey.
The intel that you're needing to operate at optimum in this lineage lies in the womb that you will not recognize.
Yeah.
How you will actually move forward in how you will raise children, how you will take the lineage to the next level, lies in that woman. So a lot of things don't come full circle because the Magoti comes into the space unhealthy already. So what she's giving to mother-in-law, who's actually now her mother, it's actually now your mother.
That's deep.
Because whatever you are about to start in this time, she has everything. She has everything in her space. And that's why Ukotiza was there. I know sometimes it's been bastardized, and also, some people have abused it in spaces. But there was a purpose for that. For mother-in-law and Gogo, and if you're lucky, Koko, to offload certain intel that you will need on this journey. But now what do you guys do now? Because now you are the modern husband. No. My wife can't stay. My wife can't stay. Actually, we're leaving tonight for Mauritius.
Oh, yeah. Angazi ukurola, but go ahead.
So she does not get the chance
to saturate, marinate. She lives uncooked. Without the flavorance of the ancestry.
Does not know what to do with the children of the Mafus.
Cute nose, cute behind, cute hair, substance
cute home.
Empty. And now it's going to create a vacuum for a replacement for her in the realms of the spirit.
Because she has no clue where she is and how to navigate the space where she's in.
Okay. So I'm a firstborn daughters. If a firstborn daughter is watching this, and she may not understand it now, there is a proclivity within the womb of a firstborn daughter to function and flourish kustem. I want to go back to it because they don't understand it. Firstborn daughters have got within their womb, within the echoes of their existence, the curriculums of STEM. Because we are in a society that does not understand that, we are going into...
Because it's been bastardized.
Yeah. So, and they don't know how to channel that frequency. Yeah. They don't know how to channel that frequency because you said,
and also, when you don't understand self, that's why I love the Kemet space when they say, know thyself. Once you understand you, even when Tsholofelo Lindy comes into your midst, you're not afraid. Actually, you're looking forward to the SWOT analysis so that you can find out from the both of you what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, the opportunities and threats that can actually either build further this union or break it to pieces. And remember, I actually always start with threats. I say to people, state your threat. Why? Okay, let me state mine. Mine is clear. I've always said I should not be left alone doing business in West Africa because I'm a sapio-sexual.
What
And
is that?
I'm a
Sapio,
melanated.
you are stimulated intellectually.
Absolutely.
Abayazi sapio-sexuality. Sukhuma nami na. But there are certain women that if you can't enter their head, you can't enter their legs.
Don't bother.
Yellow born umude unojebe usheva in for sapio-sexual akusebenzi lokho. If your tongue can't stimulate my
Come
mind,
with substance.
go to hell.
Come with substance.
Come with substance. Come with depth.
Come with depth. Come with some teachings.
Yo.
Challenge my mind.
So the greatest gift a man can give to a firstborn is leadership. You must be able to stimulate the pineal gland. That is the clitoris of the mind.
That is the most critical. If you cannot give me mind orgasms, we're going nowhere.
They never found because it's not what you drive. A firstborn, listen to me. A firstborn daughter is not moved by what you drive. A firstborn daughter is moved by what drives you. After Porsche, show me deeper, sir.
And that is why you'll find, and sometimes you guys probably think it's with a word I hate, Bob the Builder stories. I hate those words. Firstborns recognize vision.
Firstborns recognize vision.
And they can identify
I need you to hear that. Firstborns recognize vision.
And they can identify purpose.
Purpose.
We work on what is there.
So vision, a mental picture for where you're going. That's
because
vision.
After that, I go into my spiritual corner. I now go and incubate this spiritually. To start seeing spaces where I can plot myself.
And also to help me get there.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I have a vision, but I don't know how to get there.
But
that's where you come in now.
And hence, actually, I am actually writing a book inspired by yours truly.
No, say the name, please. You have to say the name.
By Bishop Mafu.
The rated R.
The rated R Bishop. So this
What's the name of your book?
Is The Wife Equals the Strategist.
The Wife Equals the Strategist. This is not for younger viewers now.
No.
The wife equals the strategist.
The strategist.
So wives are strategists. Do not marry a wife who can't give you a strategy for your vision.
And I always say to men, if you are now at 5 years, 10 years down the line, and you're saying, I don't understand this woman. I don't even know why she's here. She's doing nothing. The first thing I ask you, so what happened to your due diligence? You were the one doing the due diligence to acquire the strategic partner. So now you cannot be the one sitting here and say you're not happy with the strategy.
Yeah.
You chose the strategic partner. So that's on you. You can now come back and say, you don't know why she's like this. We should be asking you.
That's beautiful.
So as the wife, as you've received the vision, because you're the strategist, that's why it makes sense for a woman to be the one that actually goes out and looks for mamngani.
So in a polygamous setup, the proper way of polygamy is that the one that recognizes the need for another is always the wife,
the strategist,
and they know how to select the one that should come.
What is required.
Based on what is required, not a bum.
For the vision.
For the vision.
Because we're not dealing with aesthetics.
We are dealing with vision.
Absolutely.
So vision is the compass. Vision is focus.
And that's why love without purpose does not work.
My God, love without purpose does not work. Come on, somebody.
It's not sustainable.
So
because
love without purpose cannot work.
When you faulted, you are moving, but somehow your foot goes the other way. You don't know also why. It's easier for me to bring you back in when there's purpose.
It's easier to bring a man in, to hone him in when there's purpose.
When there's purpose.
So the litmus paper for a woman in checking out a man is purpose.
Absolutely.
But that's not what we do.
No. We're always intrigued or fascinated by, Tanda, I love you so much. And after love?
Love is not enough. And love is the worst.
Absolutely.
Actually, love is the worst ingredient for building marriage and empires. Respect is more important than love. It's very important, this one.
Absolutely. You know, we've had conversations where I've said to you that abantu abadala had a science for this.
Yeah.
That's why you would hear Uba Mkhulu ati, hambo tshela umamako. What?
Hambi tshela uma wakho.
Hambo tshela umkhulu wakho. Never would they address each other flimsily with a name or baby, or because they understood something. As soon as Ngiza, even if I might be livid, as soon as I say to you, Kodwa Baba, there's no way in hell I'm going to say, Kodwa wena Baba, and then
Usumnika indawo yakhe.
another word that does not belong.
Unless you're married to Nick and Poop, usumnika indawo yakhe.
So there was a reason why the referencing was at that level.
Yeah.
Because it would curb a lot of disrespect that could possibly come in.
Yeah.
Because as soon as ngithi baba, it eliminates 5 other words that I thought I'm going to say because I'm here.
I hear you.
But as soon as I just say, because, you know, in the today couples, it's easy for them to say, oh, but baby, you're talking shit. I don't think that sentence would apply after you say baba.
Yeah. Ushiti kaseko kubaba.
Aye.
Baba and shit don't go together. It's
You
either
can't
shit
link
or
them.
baba, but don't bother.
You can't link them. It's
So
not
language
possible.
is location. This is the drapery. You are, I always say that firstborns are institutions. Firstborns are not people. Firstborns are seasons. Firstborns are doors. Firstborns are eons. Firstborns are vocals. When it comes to the sexual libido of a firstborn, and this is very important for me to put because most firstborn daughters don't realize that the sexual libido of a firstborn is over the moon. It's at the level of a man. And they don't understand that the proclivity of a firstborn is to literally extend the houses in the frequency of a man, but the body and limitation of a woman. Uzobona, most firstborn daughters, they don't understand their sexual libido. They think they're high. They think they're mad. But I don't know how easy you will go. Don could not answer this one. Ungene spiritual kakhulu. Don is very spiritual. I don't know. I'm taking my chance because many people don't have the grace to say, yeah, ito le iluma gabi as a firstborn.
I can feel the temperature going up.
Just angazi Zulu, but for me, I've cancelled firstborns, but I think I have a demon. No, it's not a demon. It's not a demon. You've got an elongated clitoris. It's called kleptocracy. You want to firstborns, kleptocracy, meaning to say a clitoris is a mini penis in a woman. Because if in a firstborn daughter, I tell you, you see, when a firstborn daughter is having a sexual relationship with a guy, when the guy is busy memorizing him, kissing him, and then firstborn, but they want to hold you and put you down and gyrate on you. They literally want to be in charge, but they don't find a man. Hear this: they don't find a man who's secure in his masculinity that they can allow a woman. Because firstborn, I can tell you, firstborn, and many of them are in reserve gear. When they are sexual, yeah, they are down there. But a real firstborn, who's at bishop, they kiss him and hold him because a firstborn is a man, and the ferocity of expressing sexuality is at a masculine frequency. So this thing of kissing you on the neck, which will do pretty girl, will say when you are kissing, this one, you are irritating me. They want to do some popoti stuff. Am I lying? Maybe when you are, I don't know, now Hemer, but I need you to comment. Firstborn daughters is sexually libido. My firstborn is over the moon. You see, with the firstborn daughter, Tsulu, where a guy starts, when a guy is flexing, when a guy is flexing, he doesn't. Lapho no phela khona.
That's when she started.
We begin.
Yeah, lapho nothi sumkhombisi. That's when buthi siyaqala ke game image. Wena suphelile umkhombisi game. That's when firstborn daughter says siyaqala. Most boys lose their masculinity in one sexual encounter with the firstborn because it's very difficult to make a firstborn daughter climax. Over to you, madam.
Ihemeri khona nxa kusashisa ihemeri khona sip some
Actually, the ginger is going to make me feel even more hot. You hit the nail on the head.
Ngiyabonga. I never miss. I can miss breakfast, but the other things I don't miss.
You hit the nail on the head because there's a heightened sexual proclivity, and also there is, over and above sexuality, there's sensuality.
Called sensuality.
So firstborn
It's a
daughters are able to take you down a journey of sensuality. This is where they come into the penal beating of a human body without penetration.
God, say that again. I think I lost much. That's too deep and brilliant and remarkable.
This is when they come into the penal beating of a human body without penetration.
Panel beating a human body with no penetration. Firstborn daughter, please hear this one.
Extremely, extremely adventurous. Extremely. If you are the conservative type, please stay away from firstborns. They might alter certain...
I'm a factory setting can default. It's software
Or
malfunction.
we might reset
hardware
you.
Collapse, decapitate, decimate.
might melt the entire software hard drive.
But why is it
everything.
that most guys don't have the sexual coordinates for firstborns? Iba chengsa ding dong.
They don't, because they come with a preconceived idea.
Yeah, but ngogeli.
Not even. Firstborns are usually, because we are leaders and we are pioneers and engineers.
You can't easily be vulnerable also.
Yeah,
To put
we
you in the
are
mood.
very, very serious people, right?
Okay.
So we're not easily accessible. So I'm not the type of person you're going to approach and think you're going to speak sexual things. I think just my look is going to tell you things that, excuse me,
okay.
What gave you the inclination of thinking that you and I can have this type of conversation?
I love that, yeah.
Because I need to elevate you to that conversation.
You need to elevate me.
You can't just go there by yourself.
So you are the one who ushers me into that place. Angiyingeni fohloza njengekanda usiphomo senyathi.
And we, most of the time, have even pre-warnings to say, I see you wanting to open this door. Are you ready by the time the door is open as to what you will find inside?
What's waiting behind for you?
And do you have the tools and the apparatus to operate what is there?
That's the sexual complexity of a firstborn. Firstborn daughters are very sexually complex. Very.
Yeah. Like you say, our questions tend to demasculine. They make a man feel
Culture
less
shock,
of
masculine,
himself.
less. I've seen men who've been castrated in trying to have sex with the firstborn. Abuyumsila in between his leg. Ahamba softly, ngazamusha lightning 6 times. Ahamba left, ahamba right. Abon out, don't ever. Because I can tell you, the miscarriage of self always happens when a man tries to in a ego stretch, prove masculine to a firstborn. Umbega in his place in a slow hurry. So you are giving us tools, because this is I see. Firstborn daughters are not easy to sexually explore.
No.
They are a complex meta world.
Because we need to understand that you know where you are. And I need to also understand where you're taking me. And when I get there, do you have the tools for me to operate in that space? Flourish in that space? Because we also don't like monotony, right? So things cannot stay the same for too long. There must be variations. And we don't want questions of lewi fundebi. Excuse me, sir. Do you see the internet? Why are you asking me straight questions?
How can you ask such a question here?
Okay. You should be happy. I went out to find something new.
So
for us
that's why
to
I'm saying
do.
a man who's not mastered his insecurities uzolimala la.
Akangangeni la.
You swim with crocodiles here. You don't come swim. You swim with crocodiles. I always tell it's to every guy listening to me now.
Mhm.
If you are going to swim with sharks, don't bleed.
Please.
And firstborn daughters are sharks. Don't bleed. They have no grace of figures. You become
No.
food. You become breakfast. When you swim with, it's true. So look, I need you to tell what type of a man. Give me 5 characteristics of a man that a firstborn daughter should date. Because I want to be practical as I am about to close and land our plane. Give me the characteristics of the uncommon man that a firstborn daughter should date. Number 1, I'll help. 5. I always say a firstborn daughter must always date a man that gives her the grace to be vulnerable. Because if you don't have the grace to make her vulnerable, she will be a big obstacle
She's
to your
just a rock.
masculinity.
Yeah, she just sits there.
Yeah, and it's very difficult, by the
And
way.
you get nothing out of her.
Out of it. It's very difficult to get. And when I say this, a firstborn is a man who gives her the grace to be vulnerable
So that,
and still rise
so that the
and do
girl,
what she needs to do.
So that the girl can come forth.
Yeah, that one. Very few men have seen the girl in a little man, in a firstborn.
In the firstborn.
Can I say this? Very few men have had the odd grace from the divine to see
Grace.
the little girl
Yes.
in a woman. She never reveals her. This inner child or this little girl is hidden in draperies of masks.
Of manhood.
Manhood. It's very rare for a firstborn daughter to show you the little girl in her. Very rare. And this is the perility of a firstborn daughter. She's permanently addicted to a man who gave an atmosphere to be vulnerable. Permanent. Whether he was a married man, whether he's single, cannot
didn't
easily
make it.
forget, because the chances of you meeting this type of guy, it's an enigma. The chances of you meeting a guy that makes that little girl come out, breathe, laugh, and literally allow the little girl to cleave to the parent in you. Once a firstborn tastes that, that's cocaine. That's addiction. That's why I see That's why I see firstborn daughters addicted to dysfunctional men, because they're the odd demonic signs, diabolic, to literally be able to say, they say, just the little girl, not you. Ingozi tool for a man who is engineered and cooked in the kitchens of hell and laboratories of pain, who knows how to come into you and say, juice back on. I'm a bastard. Who have demonic oil on them to say, juice the little girl in you. Because most firstborn daughters are rich. Most firstborn daughters are established. They are men who've been so demasculized. They go into schools of literally seducing little girls in firstborn daughters to literally let pimpology. Please speak about the 5 major characteristics of an uncommon man a firstborn daughter should look out for.
Look out for herself.
Ikunjani?
Right.
Ikunjani? Ukuthi angadlalisa isikhathi sakhe echitha amanzi on docile imbeciles, so that will take a no in a slow hand.
Definitely a born leader.
A born leader. Guys, don't be angry.
That is
a born leader.
We cannot negotiate on that one.
Non-negotiable. So these are non-negotiable. So in essence, these are firstborn non-negotiables in relational criteria.
Definitely must be driven by purpose. He must
purpose
be
driven. So number 1,
must be awakened by something.
Okay.
Right? And his spiritual frequency needs to be abnormal. He needs to
must
have
be
a
on
hunger.
steroids.
Yeah.
Their spirituality must be on steroids.
He needs to have a hunger for spirituality that grounds him.
I love
because
it.
when he is grounded, he will ground me. He will ground the home.
A grounded man will ground a firstborn daughter. Come on.
Absolutely.
Come on.
With not even trying too much, he will do it.
Okay.
And also, a man that has mastered self-mastery has to be the most attractive, most sexiest thing that a man can portray
Not
to a firstborn.
mastery.
Mastery, self-mastery. Very critical. Because self-mastery speaks to every don't be labeled passing by. Excuse me, sir.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
really.
Got deep, yeah.
Be able to harness yourself.
Mm.
And a man that cannot harness his sexual energy for the greater purpose is a problem.
Yeah.
If he has not understood the power of containing that energy so that we can recycle it back into our system to work in our favor,
Yeah.
we have a problem.
We have a problem.
Because what he's doing is he's diluting us.
Mm. Okay.
By virtue of him being out there, he's diluting us.
Mm.
Because every time he comes back from her or them, he's bringing other energies that I don't even have the antidote for. At the very least that a man should do, if you're going to introduce a snake to me, at least allow me to have the antidote to deal with it.
Hey. Okay. Wow.
It's only fair. Was that 4?
That's
5?
yes. Beautiful.
5 would be a guy that can just bring out that vulnerability.
That's important. That's the more.
Because I will
a
tell
guy
you
that can
this.
bring out your vulnerability without effort.
Because the vulnerability will also not allow him to compartmentalize me and put me in boxes.
Okay.
Because a firstborn is forever changing.
You were there. You were the lightning.
She's got stuff.
Yeah.
She presents very many things.
Yeah.
So as this man that's in her life, you got to juggle a lot in her space.
Yeah. I love that.
So allow her to be great and yet allow her to cry and not know why she's crying.
Yeah, we pay the firstborn just come still you're happy then you should call so 10 because now you said you touched on something important.
Yes.
One thing I write in my book, The Office of the Firstborn Daughter. That's a book that I would like to make national. Actually, I can pause now and say, I would like everybody listening to this podcast show now to subscribe to this channel, the Rated R YouTube channel. Subscribe. I want us to get there and become a global revolution. Firstborn daughters are very spiritual.
Highly.
Their spiritual antennas are very sharp. I was joking and saying, if you enter the bedroom of a firstborn daughter, it's like in Dumba. It's like a shrine because they have a proclivity to express themselves very spiritual. And a man that does not have a sense of spirituality will find frustration in the complex galaxial world of a firstborn daughter because firstborn daughters are very spiritual. They do not compromise their spirituality. And unfortunately, the dating pool is very shallow of spiritual men. We've got a lot of carnal men.
Yeah.
But not spiritual men. When it comes to mental health, most firstborn daughters don't have the power. I've seen my statistics. A lot of firstborn daughters have been diagnosed with mental issues, menticide. They are very high on being OCD. They are very high on being depressed, understanding themselves, understanding, overstanding, navigating the complex office of a firstborn daughter, or sometimes the sheer exhaustion of caring too much.
Yeah.
What would you say keeps a firstborn sane? What has kept you sane from this arduous, deep, gory realm mentally of being a firstborn? There's so much weight on you. And there's so much legal space. People have issues with you and Zangalut. Someone just hates you. And because when you show up, you are felt. You said that you are heard before you appear. You are elephants. You are heard. So even that, I've seen that mentality play out at work. Someone just hates you for nothing. You've never spoken to this person. Now you also don't know. But remember, your presence, thoughts have presence. Your aura, your soul auric. So, Tsulu, what grounds you in the indifference of people who are intimidated by your office without you saying anything? How do you answer people who are speaking to you in silence? How do you remain sane when you get into a place and this curse of being a lone ranger?
this curse of being misunderstood, this curse of people literally concluding before they give you a chance to speak, judging you and literally sentencing you and holding a trial in your absence because we firstborn. How do you do it? And what did you say to a firstborn daughter who's 25 years old, who's 21 years old, who's 18, who's 9? Because these things come out, even they are ageless. It's an office, it's an ancient order.
I will definitely say just deal with authenticity.
Deal with authenticity.
Always lead with authenticity. You can never be anything but you.
Even at the risk of rejection.
I think actually as firstborns, rejection is your middle name.
Screw everybody.
It's okay. They're not the be and end all. Firstborns, when they have reached a healthy state of which they can only regulate themselves through spirituality, they've got to have their spirituality on lockdown. Because it is only at that level that they will now be able to handle every other carnal influence that might enter their space.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Because before they can do that, everything else will just attach onto them. And this is where the depression will come in. Because let's also not forget that they are overachievers.
Go ahead. People pleasers.
They're overachievers, which can bring a people-pleasing...
not in the clown form, but sacrificial.
realms. Very sacrificial. Very sacrificial. Because I think spiritually, they're creators. They're engineers. Engineers of spaces. Engineers of emotions. Engineers of people themselves. That they find themselves unprovoked getting into spaces where help is needed. I don't think a firstborn will ever come out of that. That's just who we are.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
what we're here for.
I love that.
And the only thing that regulates you and makes you thrive is remembering that because you're a spirit being, you're a goddess, which means you can never be depleted because energy is not created. It just is.
Okay.
It is just there. So it's not created such that it can be depleted. So you don't deplete.
I love that.
You might get wounded because people are people, and also we are also people. So people who harm us or cause us pain, we will feel it. But we're never depleted. Where you see that a firstborn has really come full circle in understanding who they are and why they're here, it does not matter how many experiences they've had of pain, they will still emerge with the same energy of healing, of purpose, of guidance, of order, of they just love growth. They love spaces where they can pour and there's compounded.
That's beautiful.
Interest.
That's beautiful. As I close this beautiful narrative of Inganes Gamkabai, the Office of Firstborn Daughters, what's your view of Umkabai? What's your view of understanding Umkabai? We are using Umkabai because she is a face that's forgotten. She's a monarchy builder that is not remembered. And she has been made a villain. And sometimes she's been silenced. Yet she has literally orchestrated the dynasty of the Zulus. She made sure that her father's house does not fall. She changed the culture of twins, where the law of twins, her appearance was the salvation of twins. Because the Zulus at the time believed that when twins are born, one must die to balance the ancestral energy. And yet she changed all that and gave the other the permission to live. And I realized that the sacred office of firstborn daughters has not been seen, in your words, as an archetypal ancestor. Because firstborn daughters are archetypal ancestors. They come to finish the assignments of women that failed to finish their race. They are born to heal the mother line, to give permission to women that died with frozen tears, to make sure that women who survived and died in survival, you may thrive.
Poems that were not articulated
Yeah.
are given permission by firstborn daughters. Books that were not written to be read by firstborn daughters. I would like you to look into that camera and literally speak to a firstborn daughter who's crying, who feels like the office is a curse, who feels like relationships they're not called for, who have father wounds, who have rejection issues. Bakhuliswe ngogogo bamazi umama. They are wounds of the firstborn daughter that they cannot articulate, since some of them are curses of passion of parents that did not intend to birth, but they appeared and they came because they were not just born first, they were sent first.
Yeah.
Please look into that camera, Tsulu, and literally speak to a firstborn daughter today in a perilous situation of understanding this office.
You were great before you were even born. Your greatness has not come from your experiences or anything that you have learned. You were great just from inception. There is nothing that can take away your greatness in the sense of being a healer, being a pioneer, being a leader, being a decision maker, being one that actually architects your ancestral lineage from where you came in. And even dealing with the spirit of Sankofa, where we are sent back to find archaeological information about where we come from, which then helps where we are and then gives us the foresight to where we're going. So I would say lead with authenticity, lead with love, lead with empathy. Always understand that in every space that you go into, you will be misunderstood, which is okay. You will not sometimes even understand yourself because there are things that will be downloaded into your system that you might not have the tools to actually decode at the time. Be patient with yourself and surround yourself with people that have the patience to even understand you.
Wow.
People who will listen to archives of ancestral knowledge that you have not even begun to understand, but you are comfortable enough to articulate, because in our midst, we have people who are gifted differently, who might decode what you've been sent for. People like myself that have been sent into the plural marriage space, being Istembu, Stepu, it requires for you to be fearless. You have to approach your life with zero fear and also be a nonconformist. Understand that you will constantly have to remove yourself from societal constructs and start formulating that the ancestors have put in your mind and that God himself keeps downloading into your mind. And every day is another day for you to pioneer and engineer very many things. I continuously say, as firstborns, we're actually the thermostats and not the thermometers. We set the temperature of what our lineages will become in the future, in the now. So don't let anything that is not of you infiltrate or probably influence you in a manner that you know deep inside. Because as we're spiritual beings, very spiritual, our spiritual propensity is so high that we can feel things even before they're even said. We walk into spaces and we can already feel whether we should be here or not. Be true to self and understand that you were great before you were even born.
There you have it, folks. This is the Rated R podcast. We are doing the series Firstborn Daughters in Ingane Mkabai. It is cut from my latest publication, The Office of the Firstborn Daughter. I would like to thank Utsulu for expounding on the major characteristics of firstborn daughters.
I didn't touch on Mkabai.
Touch on Mkabai.
Mkabai, I was actually doing some research. Funny you asked me about it. and I was asking someone who's of Zulu origin,
Yeah.
and they told me that it's actually the name is Umgabani
Umgabani.
because they never
Teach
get
us.
married.
Teach us. Teach us.
So, or
Umgabani because they never get married. This is the rated R. Everything happens.
Right.
Umgabani because they never get married.
Umgabani.
Hey, say it.
Umgabani. Because they never get married. So they are
Umgabani,
the
whose
ones.
wife
Is this.
is this?
And that's why
And
I
they are
feel
married to the bloodline. They are married to the
that is
assignment.
why they're able to uphakamisa umuzi to that level.
My God.
And I think they're given other powers of leadership. That's why they're able to orchestrate things that have never been done. You just mentioned when the Zulu tribe would not accept twins because they felt
By shifter,
they are
culture
able to
changer.
change and shift spiritual spaces that were never thought to be done. And yet they're the people that are then brought forward to do such. So I think maybe our culture puts almost a stigma on them, because in our culture, marriage is everything. Yeah, marriage is regarded as
Everything. An accomplishment.
stature, status, right? It's an accomplishment.
Not for Mkabai. Mkabai is already married to the crawl. She does not need to marry a
She
man.
does not, and that's why she depicts that energy of male and female.
Umgabani.
Umgabani.
Firstborn daughter. Join us again to our next episode of the Firstborn Daughters.